I've been talking with 5 of the very best coaches that there are. Together, they cover individual, squad and team sports. And I think you'll find that they have some very important messages to share with us and from which we can all learn and benefit. David Felgate, previously head of coaching of the Lawn Tennis Association, is now personal coach to Tim Henman.
Oh, good strike.
Alex Ferguson has made Manchester United the most successful English club of recent years. The success of British ice skating owes much to the talents of Betty Calloway. She trained and coached Torval and Dean to Olympic and world gold medals and continues to coach the champions of tomorrow. Ian McGeechan, once his own successful rugby playing days were over, became winning coach for Scotland, the British Lions and, of course, Northampton Rugby Football Club. Daniel Topolsky is consultant coach to the Oxford Rowing 8. It was Daniel who took charge of a demoralised squad which had suffered 6 defeats in a row. Under his guidance, they went on to win 12 out of the next 14 races.
The coach has to believe that what he's trying to do is to allow his athlete to perform at their very best.
You must know what you want from the players, because if you don't know what you want, how are you going to explain it to the players? You just produce confused minds.
It's important that the player and the coach sits down and agrees on the next step and what the goals are. You have to agree these together.
Well, the coach and the manager always sets objectives, but I think players themselves can do that.
I know what I want in the next year and where I want them to be when it comes to the Europeans and Worlds.
Very important to sit down and plan. Yes, plans can be changed. You have to be able to change them, especially in the tennis world, but you have to set out a plan.
Oh, a plan that you're working to year by year has to be reviewed constantly and updated. Particularly when you're winning, you have to review that plan all the time as well.
If you don't have meetings where you review things, I think people start to go off in different directions. If something's going wrong, you don't pull it back, you don't get rid of it.
It's always important to take time out and stand back and take a good look at things. Take a look at myself as the coach, take a look at the player, take a look at the relationship and see where everything's headed.
When we are working through the season, I will have weekly team meetings so that we can review what we've done, we can look forward to the next game, and we can tactically look at what we want to do and what roles, responsibilities, what changes we're making, how we want to move forward. It is pointless doing anything if they don't understand why they're doing it and what the ultimate aim of that is, and that they can see that by doing it we're actually going to improve what's already there.
Most of the players I've dealt with always have that thing about wanting to improve themselves anyway. There's a self-improvement part, but there's also the demand of the coach and the necessary demand to make sure you're getting more out of the player in terms of trying to improve them.
They know themselves whether they're reaching their full commitment and whether they can improve on things, and they have to be very honest with themselves and work extremely hard.
I think responsibility for the performance of the athlete has got to be shared. It's got to be the coach and the athlete, or the coach and the team.
I'm as responsible for Tim's success as I am for his failure. And I think as a manager or as a coach, you must never forget that. It's no good just patting yourself on the back when things are going well.
One of the important factors in coaching is to just say enough for it to get through.
You've got to encourage them and push a little.
I think a coach needs also to be prepared to bring in people who know better in some areas and not to feel that this is a threat to his role. The coach needs to be able to bring everything to bear on his athletes that's going to help that athlete to perform at their very best.
I haven't met a player yet who couldn't improve, I must say that.
If they're that disciplined, they know what should be done and they'll do it.
But there are times when you've got to push them further than they think they can go.
Nobody has ever achieved everything that they can. I think you're always learning. I think you stop developing if you believe that you know everything.
The biggest problem always is to transfer good technique when they're not under pressure into good technique under intense competitive pressure.
I think you have to take risks. I think you have to be positive. I think if ever you get in a negative frame of mind or a safety first frame of mind, you don't go for things. You have to go for winning.
Risk can sometimes lead to failure, but out of that failure comes good, because you learn for the next time round.
I think the team is different from a collection of individuals in that it has a common purpose, that it has an understanding collectively of what it's trying to achieve, and they can actually only achieve it together.
The essence of the teamwork is that everyone understands the role of each other.
Some of the individuals are not as good as some of the other individuals, but you're trying to produce a team that is going to be superior to the sum of its parts.
If a team goes right, then it's bigger than any individual. And once you've experienced that, it is quite a unique feeling.
Introducing a new member into the team, or new members into the team, can be difficult. The coach can help a lot by briefing the team about the person who's coming in, making sure that the person who's coming in understands what the team is. But in the end, that individual has got to make his way and earn his place in the team.
When it comes to the real difficult times in a game, then the imagination takes over, and it wins the game for you.
I believe in staying very positive. I don't believe that failure is there and is inbuilt. If you think failure, you will fail. I think attitude is very important. I think attitude might be 70 or 80% of all performance on a rugby field. You can have the skills, you can have the vision, but you need the attitude. And if the attitude is that I am going to win and I am going to succeed, then you do. I have not been involved in any team yet in 15 years of coaching that ultimately has not succeeded. Or players, very few players who have not come forward. If the attitude has been right, nobody fails. You might not achieve what you want on occasions, so all you do is learn, change, adapt, and you move on in a slightly different direction. But in the end, you know where you want to go. And if the attitude is there, then you'll achieve it.